Welcome everyone, this is the fortnightly SIG etcd triage meeting. My name is James, I'm an etcd maintainer. This is the fortnightly session to try and keep the project organized and stay on top of issues and PRs where we can. So we've already got an item under etcd from, I think I may have added that in. We've got a PR that needs some maintainer review. I have had a very quick look at it this morning, but need to have a closer look. Would you mind opening up that PR?
Yeah.
So brief background. Why I brought this up is because there was also another report of an issue that Go 124 fails. And I don't think we want to adopt Go 124 because it's unreleased. I don't know if there's even a release candidate. But part of the issue is that how we check for errors. So then I was working with this contributor. Yeah, so I was referring to that one. I think we should close this issue because I don't think we have this plan. But regarding the other issue, so it's kind of on the same line. But it's a massive effort to basically change every error check to error is. I was working with this contributor, and then we decided to split this into two pull requests. And then so he did so this is the first one. And it needs to be worked in several pull requests. So he finished this one, I reviewed, it looks good, but I need like someone else to review.
Gotcha. Yeah. So there's a lot of effort still to go here. We need to make sure it's tracked. I mean, Go 124, while it's not released, it won't be far away. What is it, like quarterly Go releases? Something like that. So my question, do we have an issue that's tracking with some checkboxes, which modules are done, which ones aren't?
That we should do, and we don't have it one, so I'm happy to open a new umbrella issue because I think
why don't we use that issue that the contributor has already raised and just say, hey, discussed it at the triage meeting while Go 124 is still away. Let's use this issue to plan the work.
So the thing is that we could reuse it, but so the reason of him opening this issue, it's actually the tests are failing. So it's like a collateral that tests are failing because of this. So I don't know if you want to reuse or if we should create a new issue. I'm happy with either, up to you. But yeah, definitely. So the contributor from the pull request that I listed in the meeting document, he already opened another one, and I didn't even take a look because he said I'm taking care of the rest, and the rest is just a massively. So it's gonna be impossible to review in a single pull request. So definitely we need to plan it like better because there are like so many changes.
So I say we just go module by module. Like we just create a list of checkboxes for modules, and if a PR ticks off multiple modules, that's fine. We can just split it out into a few different PRs.
Okay.
I will have a look at that PR and review it today. That's no problem. It seems relatively trivial, just making sure errors can be compared properly. Yeah, let's use this issue though, team. Like the contributors put the effort in to raise it for us. I know they were going on a bit of a tangent, but we can refocus it and use it to track the work.
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay, so let me update the doc. So we have agreed to use the existing issue to track module by module completion. Awesome. Okay, and I'll review that today. That is the first one, team. I've got a few more that I wanted to go through, but before I kind of dive into those, does anyone else have any PRs or issues they specifically wanted to bring up for the session?
No.
No, all good. Okay, so the next one is actually a Kubernetes one. I'm going to put it into the doc, Kubernetes. And this is just for awareness. I'll get, Murphy, if you don't mind opening up that item. Yep. So there's some active discussion underway here about how Kubernetes exposes certain etcd metrics for storage size and use, and whether or not things should be a Kubernetes responsibility or an etcd responsibility in terms of how those metrics are surfaced. I found it quite an interesting discussion. I haven't weighed in with an opinion as yet, and I possibly might not, but I think it's an interesting chat, and I just wanted to bring it to the community to just have a read through. The PR is probably the best thing to have a read through because there's some discussion back and forth on how what the right approach should be. So if anyone's kind of interested in this or has dealt with complaints from users on how etcd metrics are surfaced from Kubernetes in terms of storage, have a read through, share your thoughts. But that's that one, team, just for awareness, really. I'll put a note in the doc. Okay, next up, let's have a look. Okay, so we've got a PR that needs some review. Looks pretty straightforward. I'll put it into the doc. It's an etcd one. There it is. Murphy, do you want to bring that up? Okay, cool. So this is a bug someone spotted and raised an issue for just a couple of days ago. And we chucked a help wanted label on it, and they've kindly come through and raised a PR as well. Long story short, in a kind of a niche situation, the file permissions for the etcd write-ahead logs would be non-standard, let's say. So they've put together a fix for it. Looks pretty straightforward. If anyone has some time to review, please go through, have a look, check it out. Just a quick one. I'll put a note in the doc that we are needing additional review.
I think
Cool.
Marek already reviewed it yesterday, but
yeah, Mark's added some thoughts, and I think that's largely been responded to. So I'll be reviewing this today also, and hopefully we can move it forward.
okay.
Okay, next one, website one with a question. So look at that. There it is. All right. Let's have a look at this one. So I think this one is probably a question for Ivan. Do we want to keep this one open a bit longer to see what the other SIGs get up to?
So I actually also kind of made a pledge in one of the Slack channels because I was following and yes, so there's other SIGs that basically want to implement this kind of automations. But so I think so Ben, the elder, he basically said that although it would be great to provide with some like framework for the SIGs to be able to do this, there's a lot of maintenance toil to support this. So I think So I think it's not gonna happen. In the end, I think it's not gonna happen. Not anytime soon. So yeah, we can close it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think it was Caleb from SigK Info that was trying to do some stuff for API Snoop.
Yeah.
For some trivia, Caleb's also a Kiwi based here in Wellington, who I know
Yeah.
quite well, so I can always chat to him if he does get further along with his work. Yeah, let's put a note in and close this one. Let me do that now. So
Because they also suggested an alternative way to not have the bot. So maybe so in his case he wanted to upload some artifacts, and so yeah, their idea was okay. So push the data into a GCP bucket or something. The thing is that we also don't have access to the cluster that has the secrets for the pro jobs, for the pro bots.
yeah,
So yeah, it's very unlikely that this is gonna see the light of day.
cool. Okay, so as I discussed during the SigEtcd triage meeting, the initial efforts are working well, and options to add full automation are unlikely at this stage. Closing for now. Thanks, Owen. Okay, cool. And I've got a couple other website ones that I was hoping to. One I actually want to try and assign out. Let's have a look at that one now. Cool. So all right, so if anyone remembers back from KubeCon, where were we? In Paris, I think it was. We had a session to do some website upgrades at the Kubernetes Contributor Summit. And one of those things, we finally upgraded the Doxy version to move away from the CNCF fork of Doxy, which was massively kind of outdated, to just go to upstream Doxy again. So it was awesome. Unfortunately, as part of that, we did lose our, there were, I think, a couple of overrides for Doxy that we're no longer using. And one of them is kind of specifically important, which is the version banner. So for etcd, we only support the latest two minor versions, 3.4 and 3.5 currently. What we find is sometimes people will find old docs pages and raise issues saying, hey, this is out of date, and it's kind of intentional. We need that banner to warn people that those old versions are no longer up to date. It does look pretty trivial. If you open that link to CNCF Doxy number 2, just under that screenshot, yeah, so it's just some partials that I think we can basically copy and put into the partials for our repo.
I can do it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like too difficult. You can just send it to me. Also,
Cool.
everybody else can see the screen, right? I think Sekiranda Hamza was talking about the screen share looks black to him.
It works for me.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess
it's
then you
fine.
would just need to refresh the page probably. But I think, yeah, okay. Arco, I think also gave a thumbs up. I'm hoping because of the screen share thing. But no, you can assign that one to me. I have done too much Doxy stuff already. This shouldn't be too bad. Yeah.
It would be nice to tidy this one up because there is another issue that we can close once we get this done. This would be a nice cleanup.
Yeah.
Let me just assign the actual issue as well. Oh, actually, can you self-assign that now, Mofi, if you put a comment?
Oh yeah,
Is that working?
that should be a good test. Hold on, let me test this. Yay! I can.
Okay, cool. That's good. All right, so next one, team. How are we going for time? 8 minutes. All right, we can do one or two more. I've got a couple more that we want to try and tidy up. This is another one that we can assign out. It's like a good first issue if there's someone that's brand new to the project. And I see someone's asking what they can do as well, so it's maybe a good one. Put it into the doc. And if Murphy can open that up, I'll just explain what happened. So there we go. Cool. All right, so this was another one actually from KubeCon in Paris earlier this year. We did a tidy up for a number of the etcd tutorials. Wenjia took care of one of those during that session. Unfortunately, she didn't have time to finish all of it, so the PR was merged as is. I did that recently, but basically it only updated one of the doc versions. I think we needed to replicate it for 3.6 as well. Would you mind scrolling down to the PR that Wenjia raised, Murphy? And just check the files change, whether it was a 3.5 or 3.6 that she updated. 3.6, yeah. So long story short, this one's extremely simple. I can see Samuel is posting in chat and would love to contribute. This is a good first issue, Samuel. All we have to do is copy these changes and put them into the same file for 3.5. So if it's first time you're contributing, this would be a really easy one to start with. Do you want to just jump back to the issue, Murphy, and we can just say what needs to be done, and we can put the labels on, or I can put a label on for good first issue. So we can just say discussed it as the triage meeting.
Labels.
Yeah, I'm not sure you've got triage permission. I'll add the label if you can just put a sentence in saying we discussed it triage and.
And Samuel, because you're not part of the etcd team, you need to comment on the ticket so we can assign it to you.
Oh yeah.
Cool. To release, to 3.5. Awesome. And yeah, Samuel, if you can drop a comment in there, I will happily assign you, or one of us will. That would be awesome.
You can also maybe mention him so he knows that, so he has a reference to the ticket, Muffy.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Ivan?
Yeah, if you can. There you. Okay, never mind. James did it.
Okay, so we've got maybe time for one more team. Let's have a quick look. I've got a couple others in my list here. Okay, I think we've got another one we can maybe close out of the queue. It's actually it's a question for Ivan. This is the markdown linting one. We have to decide if it's done enough.
So
what do you reckon?
So I saw that you actually merged a pull request this week that had failures in the linting. So the question will be, should we change the? So the thing is that we need to maybe adopt to set our markdown LinkedIn configuration, because right now the only rule that it's ignoring is the 80 character limit.
Right.
So should we use this ticket to maybe adjust that, because maybe it's too strict, like the base one? I mean, you merged that pull request, so what do you think?
Yeah, makes sense. Sorry, was I not supposed to merge one of those?
So I mean, it had no, it was, so someone opened a pull request and it had a failure in the markdown linting. And so you merged the pull request, but he actually was updating, the contributor was actually updating the markdown file.
Sorry. Okay, yep.
So maybe it should be more lenient and it's too strict right now. I'm fine closing it, or maybe we use it to tidy up the markdown, the rules. Right now it's also set as optional. So yeah, I was thinking maybe we want to close this ticket once it's blocking, and maybe we have like a better configuration file.
Okay, that makes sense. And apologies. Yeah, let me put a comment in here. So we have discussed at SIG-etcd triage meeting. Let's use this issue to add to the linting configuration and progress the proud job to blocking. Okay, cool. All right, team. So we only have a couple minutes left. That was a pretty good session. We've gone through, tidied up a couple of things, signed out a couple of things, and just clarified a couple more. So I'll hope to see you all at the ordinary community meeting, open agenda community meeting next week. Have a lovely weekend, and thanks for coming along, everyone.
Thank
Catch you
you.
later. Bye.
See you.